Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this intro training course on Lolly. My name's Chris, Customer Success at Lolly, and in this video, we'll go over how to enable the client bridge for a specific contact record. In previous videos, we went over what the client bridge is and the different features available within it, as well as how to customize the look and the branding of your office's client bridge under Settings, Client Bridge. Now we'll go to a contact record here, and we'll click on this Client Bridge tab. On this screen is where you can manage the controls and what your client will see when they log in to their Client Bridge. Additionally, under the card controls is where you can enable the Client Bridge for this contact record. So here, I'll toggle this button to enable the Client Bridge. A window will appear to activate the Client Bridge for this contact record. You'll notice on this window, the only required fields are the username and the password, with these red asterisks showing they are required fields. The email address is not a required field. This is helpful for offices who work with clients who might not be very tech savvy or who might not have an email address. Or in the example where you're working with a child who doesn't have an email address and won't be logging in to a client bridge. In the scenario of a child, you would then leave that email address blank. Or if your client doesn't have an email address or isn't very tech savvy, you can also leave the email blank. So here, in my contact for Tristan, I'll set it up as if he were a child. I'll create a username. The password is auto-generated by Lolly, and I can overwrite it and create one that I would like to use, or I can use the one here. If I'd also like to share it with the client, I can copy it and email it to them separately. If your office is putting an email address here for a client who has an email address or a client who is not a child, then they will receive an automated email from Lolly, which will include their username and password information and the link to their client bridge. In the case of children, you would leave the email address field blank. You wouldn't put the parent's email address. You can choose the preferred language that you would like your client to see when they log into their client bridge. The interface of the client bridge will be in that preferred language. You have several languages to choose from here that you can select for your clients. Now I'm ready to enable the client bridge. I've copied my password to later email it to the client, and I'll click Enable Bridge Login. Now I've just enabled it, and I can see it's turned on here under the snapshot page of the contact record. If I go back to the Client Bridge tab, see that it's also activated. And it can also provide the link to my client to access their client bridge. In the next videos, we'll go over how to manage this screen here, including how to assign questionnaires and other documents to your clients. If you have any questions about the client bridge, please email us at support@lollylaw.com or visit our help site at help.lollylaw.com/help. We're happy to help.